Hey, welcome to my booth. I'm Jay, and I've been thinking a lot recently about my own creativity in general in my life, but more specifically in voiceover and audiobook narration as my own business. And there's something that funny that happens when you shift from doing the thing that you love just because you love to do it and you're passionate about it. It gives you a sense of joy, a sense of play. And when that shifts into being your job, and in the sense of voiceover and audiobook narration, very much your business, and performers in general, artists in general, it's kind of the song and dance of the whole thing, where at some point, I think for a lot of us, that we deal with that shift where it goes from your passion to a business. And over the past couple of months, I've found it more and more challenging, or just a lot more days than I'm used to, where I'll come into my booth, same as I always would, and it's just harder for me to show up with the same amount of passion, joy, sense of play on some days than others. And that sort of challenge I've also found in the last couple of months is really, really helpful and cathartic for me, at least, in talking to other folks about it, or just about anything in general, because that's another thing about specifically voiceover and audiobook narration. It's a very solitary game in many respects. I work my 9 to 5 here in my booth, in my home, and in many other performance arts, at least. I mean, you work with other people all the time and you get to have just conversations at the water cooler, and that in and of itself can give you a little bit of energy and motivation to keep going. And in voiceover, it's hard to know where you're at, if you're the only one feeling the way that you're feeling, or if everybody else is in the same boat. And so, all by that token, I figured it might be helpful if I talked about it a bit in case anybody else out there is feeling the same and just wants to hear from someone else that you're not alone. And I've also been thinking a lot because in the weeks since I thought about making a video or rant like this, I felt my creativity and joy starting to spike, which, in today's day and age, cannot be undervalued. So I thought I would talk about some ways that I've found for myself that are helpful to maintain that spark of creativity, that spark of play and joy when you show up for whatever creative endeavors you might take on in your life, be it voiceover, audiobook narration, acting, or something else. And the first of those is, as I said, talking to folks. It's so helpful for me and I'm a major social anxiety introvert. I would much rather sit at home reading or something than, go out to a bar or something like that. But talking to folks about anything is great, and getting perspectives, just shooting the shit, as it were, is a really, really great way, or it has been for me at least, just to pull myself out of my own head. And even if you want to talk about businessy type stuff, voiceover, audiobook narration, how are you doing this part of your business? How's this going for you? How are you thinking about this kind of thing? That's all fine and good, but also just other things. What are you stoked on in your day-to-day life? Go see any cool stuff lately? That can be really vitalizing as well. And kind of building off of that, in my own journeys, I've found it really great to dive into other artistic disciplines that aren't voiceover focused or performance focused more broadly. Reason being, I found it as again, I've shifted from creative passion into business for this whole thing. Whenever I start to do anything related to this, my brain starts to slowly edge its way into business mode. So if I start to think about a skit I could write or something like that, then I start thinking about well, how would that factor into, my voiceover stuff? How could I play it this way or that way? And getting away from that, I've found really, really helpful. So I used to be in undergrad, I was a visual arts major, fine arts, and didn't graduate with it, but I was a fine arts major for a couple of years. And so I paint, I draw a lot. I was very much into photography, and I've been doing those things more. And it's been really, really great just to step outside of one creative sphere and just explore my own creativity in other ways. I've also been writing, specifically writing things not having to do with anything about this, because I do a lot of that for work. And that's been really great and vitalizing as well. My favorite one of late, my cousin commissioned me to paint a Catholic saint. He's a priest, and he wanted to give a gift to a colleague of his. So he asked me to paint a saint, and that was a blast. I'm not Catholic, but it was a lot of fun to just get back into painting. I hadn't done that in a long time, and it really got a lot of energy flowing in that way. Other things that I've found really great and helpful in just getting me fired up to make stuff again. I'm not a musician by trade. I do know a bit of music, but my brain never clicked with it in a way that it did for acting or reading or writing or visual arts. I don't know why. I think it was, anyway. But the fact that musicians can channel from emotion, thought, directly into performance, and it can be instantaneous. Watching jam sessions online. I've been watching a lot of DJ videos. I don't, nor have I ever gone to clubs, but watching DJs do their thing and the crowd response, I've been really digging that for some reason. NPR's Tiny Desk concerts, oh man, oh man, oh man. Because I'm not a music aficionado, so half of the bands, even the terribly popular ones, they come on there and I just have no idea what to expect, and I'm blown away every single time. And it's really cool in those environments in particular because you're just watching the person in their art doing the thing that they're good at and that they're passionate about, and it's just so pure and stripped down. There's no money in the way, really, is what it is. They're just doing what they love, man, and all sorts of music there. The one that there are many that I really enjoyed. Mac Miller's performance is legendary there. The Idols, they're an Irish punk band. Never thought I'd be a punk guy, but I went on a whole punk deep dive directly after watching them. If you have a moment, go check out the Idols on their Tiny Desk concert because it is a good time. Anyway, so those are some ways that I found really, really helpful to just keep myself energized. Stepping away from it, going outside for a walk, talking to folks, experimenting in my own creativity in other ways that I'm not trying to make it into my job or business or anything like that. And lastly, just enjoying other artists being good at what they do, which is part of why I love this. Every Thursday, coming in here and listening to all of you do stuff that you like, it helps take me out of my own head. So thanks for coming on that ride with me every Thursday. Anyway, I'm curious if you have ways that you help to keep yourself energized and creative. And I'd love to hear about them down below if you're willing to share. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. Until the next one of these, be well, everybody, and I'll see you there. Toodles.